have a lot of time before I have to go into work. Something that I was thinking about last night, that I thought maybe I could do a video on. There's that little trend of go back until you hate them. And every time I see that, I'm just like, I mean, suit yourself, but I just don't know why you would want to do that. I guess I've done it before, but like unintentionally. Like, I just kept trying with someone until I realized who they really were and like how far they were willing to abuse me. And eventually I was like once I healed from it and everything, I looked back and I was like, wow, I must have really, really, really hated myself to continue going back and to allow such horrible abuse, because I truly believed that I would not be able to find love. I truly believed that I was unlovable, and that like I wouldn't. I don't even know what I thought. Like, why did I believe that? Cuz I was fatter? Cuz I was fat? Like, why? I guess, and also cuz of another thing that I'm not going to talk about, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I was just so desperate for love and for the abuse to stop. Like, I was so desperate for the abuse to stop that I just kept like begging him to stop abusing me. And like, but like, if you are intentionally going back until you hate them in order to get over them, suit yourself. But I think maybe you should think about what that means about how much you really respect yourself. To go back and allow somebody to mistreat you and to spend more and more time with somebody that you know you're going to end up hating if you continue to allow them to treat you that way. Why do it if you already know? Because like, cutting things off before you're ready or before you think you're ready is painful. And I guess that's why we do it. That's why we do it. We want to hold on to it. We keep going back until we don't want it anymore, so it doesn't feel like a loss. It doesn't feel like we're losing anything or missing anything. We don't have to feel sad about it because it's so horrible that we can just like let go of it finally. But I wish we would like allow ourselves to like feel pain, like put ourselves in situations that hurt. And what I mean by that is like, if you know something is not serving you, if you know that somebody is treating you poorly and that it's not going to get better, even if you really want them to, you have to be strong and let it break your heart. Like, you have to say goodbye even though it hurts. Pain is like necessary. It's important, it's valuable. Pain is an unavoidable part of life. And I feel like going back until you hate them is just a way to avoid heartbreak. But it doesn't work because you go back and they keep breaking your heart until you can't feel anything for them anymore. And it's like, why torture yourself when you could just, like, when you postpone your pain, you postpone your healing. You postpone your joy, you postpone moving on. And if you decide, like, okay, like, pain is uncomfortable, like, nobody likes it, I don't like pain, I hate it. But I appreciate it, and I know that it is temporary, and I know that it leads to better things, and I know that it leads to, like, insight and, like, maturity and things that you can't fully understand until you, like, go through certain experiences. So yeah, I don't know. Like, do whatever. I would say follow your heart and, like, your intuition and do what you feel is right. But also be careful with yourself and don't, like, go back to somebody just because just because just because it's painful to let them go. Like, a lot of things are painful to let go of, but nothing belongs to you. Like, nothing is permanent. Like, you're going to have to let go. Like, we have to let go of everything. Like, you don't, like, I don't know. I don't know. And also, I don't know. I prefer to kind of, I don't know. I don't really like making a mess of things, like, in terms of relationships. Like, I prefer, like, closure and mutual understandings. And if someone is not able to give you that, like, eventually you have to give up on them. And so just give up on them and give yourself, like, you can't make a plan of, like, how you're going to heal and move on. It just happens eventually. You give yourself the time and space, and then literally eventually you don't even have to do anything. Like, you just move on eventually, because that's just life. That's just inevitable. You move on to different things. You start thinking about different things. You change, you grow. And if they are capable of mutual understanding and you both care about each other in some capacity, but it's just not working, you guys don't know how to be healthy together. Because at times we all exhibit unhealthy, toxic behaviors. I've got some insecurities that sometimes is a struggle to not project onto my partners. Like, that is a challenge. Like, if I haven't really been in a real relationship in a long time, but anytime I do attempt talking to somebody, it shows me that I do get triggered, and I have my triggers, and I have my insecurities, and I have my toxicities, and all of these things. So if something needs to end between somebody, I feel that you can do it with love. You can end things on a good note. You can end things without hating them. You don't have to hate them. You can still love them. I'm sorry for all the random pauses. The background noise is kind of obnoxious to me, so when I hear somebody starting to yell, I pause. I pause the video. And I also pause the video when I start to stumble on my words so that you're not listening to me sitting there going, and everything. But yeah, this is one reason why I think communication is so important and valuable, and honesty is valuable and useful. And I feel like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's easier when you know that they don't hate you. Like, you know that you are parting with love. You know that you guys want the best for each other. Like, I just feel like it's possible to end things, like, on a loving, supportive note, and it doesn't have to be like dramatic. And of course every situation is wildly different and specific. But going back until you hate them is just not an act of love. It's not an act of self-love. It is not an act of love for the other person. You're not, I feel like you're not moving with love when you do that. I feel like you just don't know how to move on. And so you are trying to make it easier, which is understandable. I completely understand. I also avoid pain sometimes. When I just don't want to feel it, when I don't want to let go of somebody. Like, I feel like we all probably do it at times. But I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I feel like you're almost taking advantage of them. Like, because, like, you're using them to make you hate them so that you can move on. I just feel like it's not necessary. I feel like you could just have a conversation. I feel like you could just decide for yourself that you can't allow yourself to be, like, you can just decide. You can decide that you won't continue putting yourself in a place that's going to hurt you. Like, you can decide not to go back. You can decide that you can decide to put yourself first. Like, you can decide to, like, pain, like, you're gonna have to feel it. Like, you can't run away from feeling pain. It's impossible to go through life without hurting. Sometimes life is good, and sometimes it's really fucking painful. And, like, you can decide, like, to let yourself feel what you need to feel. Like, you can accept your pain. You can accept you can accept pain. You can accept that it's just not working, and you can accept that it breaks your heart. But I feel like you don't have to hate them to know that. You don't have to hate them to know that it's not right. You don't have to hate them. You can love them. Like, you can love them. You don't have to keep spending time with them. You can just, I don't know. And it's easier said than done. Feeling pain, like, can talk about it all you want, but then you start to feel it, and sometimes the pain, it lasts for a while, and you just don't think that you can do it. But I mean, I have felt that way many times in my life, and just think about all the times that you thought you couldn't handle the pain. You thought you couldn't handle it. You couldn't take it anymore. And then you were strong and you continued to move on. Just think about everything you've been through in your life and think about how badly it hurt. How badly it hurt. Nobody even knows. Nobody even knows how badly it hurt for you. And here you are. So, I don't know. Like I said, do whatever you believe you should do. Like, do what you think is right. Like, listen to, I don't know, like, take the time to, like, take a few days to yourself. Be like, hey, I need to think about things. I need to understand my feelings. I need to understand what I really want, what I want to do. You don't even have to commit to leaving them or staying with them. Just say, hey, I need a few days to think. And then take those few days, write all your feelings down, think about your feelings, feel how it is to be without them. Spend time by yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Talk to yourself about your feelings. Why? Why are you going back? Ask yourself, why are you going back? Ask yourself why you can't let go. Why don't you want to let go? Do you see this going anywhere? Do you see them loving you? Do you see good coming from this? Do you see happiness in the future? Or do you just want to, like, cling on to, like, one, like, specific things? Like, do you love them? Do you love them? Or is there a couple things that you love about them? Or do you love the idea of them? Or do you love who you thought that they were when you first met them? Do you love who you thought that they were and now you know better? Do you know them well enough that you know that they're not right for you? Like, why are you latching on? What do you have to gain from it? Do you love yourself? Are you thinking of yourself? And I don't know, when I write things down, like when I write down my feelings, sometimes it becomes really clear to me. Sometimes I'll read it over and I'll be like, wow, I really need to let go of this. Like wow, look at all the times this person has hurt me. Look at all the times, like, this has always been a thing. The way that they make me feel, it's always been this way. And I have freaking evidence because I wrote all my feelings down. Like, I don't know, reflect and think about things before you go back again and again and again and again, and allow them to make you hate them. And allow them to make you hate yourself, because then you're gonna be fucking confused as to why the fuck you kept going back over and over and over again. Anyways, I need to go to work. This is my work outfit. I'm wearing some jeans and my work shirt. I covered up the label, and a flannel. And I'm gonna go cuddle a bunch of doggies all day and get really fucking dirty and filthy, and yeah. So, I don't know, I just encourage you to, like, put yourself first and to love yourself. And if you don't have a connection with yourself, if you are afraid to be alone, I encourage you to spend some time alone. You have to face your fears. You have to do what you're scared of. You have to face your pain. You have to face yourself. You have to look yourself in the eyes, and you have to face your fears. Like, don't allow yourself to be abused because you're scared. And yeah, I encourage you to spend some time alone and figure out ways that you can love yourself and love your alone time and not be so scared to be alone. It's harder when you have feelings for somebody, when you want to be with somebody. It's harder to imagine yourself being alone. But if you just do it, like if you just bite the bullet and you just be alone, you might learn that it's not so bad. Like, and also know that it is possible to change. If you hate yourself, it is possible to change. It's possible to change the way you feel. It's possible to learn to love yourself and start acting like you love yourself. And after a few years of doing things to show yourself love, you're gonna feel so much better. You are going to feel comfortable with yourself. So I just really encourage you to face your fears and to spend some time alone, spend some time like thinking and feeling. And yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say, and I don't really have time to keep talking anyway. So I really need to go, but just know that you're strong, and it's possible for you to move on and to be happy. And we all deserve happiness. We all deserve love. And if you are not finding happiness and love in somebody else, then stop trying and give it to yourself. And yeah. Leave a comment talking about your personal experience and your thoughts on this video. And if there's anything else that you would like for me to talk about, let me know also. And also, I'm an artist, and I've got a couple artsy-ish videos. Like, I've got some compilations. That's not really my art, but it's still kind of artsy, I guess. And I do have one video that is like some scans of my sketchbook. So check those out and let me know, like, artsy content ideas maybe. I don't know. But yeah, and if you resonate or found any of this valuable in any way, let me know, and go ahead and like and subscribe if you would care to do so. And yeah, I hope you have a great day, and I wish you the best of luck on your healing journey. And yeah, I think you're great, and I think you're awesome, and I think that you can overcome your pain, and I think that you can learn from it and grow and be happy. And just don't forget that pain isn't the worst thing in the world. Like, it's just a part of life. And I feel like we should really learn to accept that. I feel like a lot of the reasons why we hurt each other is because we're trying to protect ourselves from pain. But what if we just start looking out for each other? What if we aren't so terrified of being hurt, because it's going to happen anyway, it's inevitable. You have to learn to live with pain. Yeah, so that's the video, and that's the video. So yeah, you guys are great. Thank you so much for listening and clicking on this video, and yeah, I hope you have an awesome life.